Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Abby. Today we're starting a new make. Actually it's kind of two makes using one pattern. It is the Wilder gown by Friday Paper Company or Pattern Company, sorry. But today I'm going to make the shorter dress version of the Wilder gown and then also the shirt version. I will show you the fabrics in a second, but I've seen this dress and this pattern in general a lot on Instagram. I think it's one of their most popular patterns. I bought it a while ago, but I haven't got around to making it, and I finally bought some fabric I really like, and then I also found some scrap fabric that I wanted to use for this pattern. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on it. I already cut out, like I printed out the pattern and pieced it together and cut out the pieces. There's only like 3 pieces, so I don't think this dress is gonna be too hard. I know it's not super hard, but you know, there's only like 3 pieces, so I just have to, I don't have like a lot to cut out. It's very like an airy, big dress, like very comfy looks like, so I'm excited to add it in to my wardrobe. But I will show you guys the fabrics I picked out for each piece. So if you are wondering what the Wilder dress is, it's this one, the Wilder gown actually by Friday Pattern Co. And then this is the shirt version. So I'm going to make the shorter version of this, but I'm probably going to add a little bit of length, but you know, I didn't want the long version. For the dress version, I'm going to use this red that I have. It's like a almost silky type material. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very like loose, I think it will go well with this pattern. And then for the shirt version, I found this like striped cotton. It's a crinkle cotton. So I'm going to use that for the shirt version. And then you can see I already have the pieces cut out. They're very big pieces, but like I said, there's only like 3 of them, I think. Like the sleeves and the like bodice and then the dress skirt square. Doesn't look like it's gonna be too difficult. So I'm gonna start by, I think I'm gonna work on the dress version first, or kind of like intermix them. I'm gonna cut out the dress version first and then cut out the shirt version, and then we can start sewing. Okay, so I have all the pieces of my red dress cut out. It was really simple. I don't think it would be as simple to do the shirt because the fabric for the shirt is stripes, and so I have to be conscious of the direction, and I have to check, but it might be like what side of the fabric. With the red fabric, I didn't have to worry about direction. I didn't have to worry about which side of the fabric to cut it on because they were the same. So the shirt, at least there's less pieces, but I do have to pay attention a little more. I could do like a design feature where like I switch the stripes from like the sleeves to the bodice if I wanted to, but I'm gonna lay it out first and see how it is. The red piece I could just lay it on my mat and cut it out with my rotary cutter. I think this one I'm gonna have to pin and cut out with scissors. Also, the pink fabric is not as slick, so it will be easier. That's another reason why I use the rotary cutter on the red fabric, so I could weigh it down and cut it, because even if I pin it, it would still move. But the cotton should be easier to like cut with scissors and still get the right shape out. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the shirt out, which is just less pieces without the skirt. And so I said earlier I was gonna add a length to the skirt. So when I cut the panels out for the skirt, I just like folded the fabric in half, and I think each panel got like another 3.5, 4 inches. They are, you know, still the same size, or the panels are still the same size, but they're just longer. It's fairly simple to do. If I had enough fabric, I probably would have just cut another square to make 3, because for the short dress you only need 2, and for the long dress you need 3. So I was thinking maybe I could cut out another panel and then cut it into thirds, and just do like another tier for my longer layer. So that's another option if you have enough fabric. I only had enough fabric to do 2 panels and then add a couple inches on each, but if you have enough fabric to cut out 3 panels, cut the third one to make 3 strips to add like another tier and still make it longer, but not as long as if you were doing the long dress. But I did not have enough fabric for that, so I just made each panel longer since I only needed 2 for the short dress. So now I can do the shirt. I don't need to cut the big pieces of the tier, of the like skirt tier, and I just need to be conscious of directions. So I will get started on that. I'll probably cut it on the floor. It'll take a little longer because with the red fabric I could like fold things over and cut 2 at once. I don't think I can do that. That depends on like how it lays out on the floor, but it's going pretty quick. It's only been like 30 minutes, so yay. Okay, so all the pieces are cut out, and there were some things I realized. As you noticed, I cut on the table instead of on the floor. When I like undid the fabric, it was, so on the pattern, the longest length they have is like a 54-inch wide fabric, but mine was 60 inches, so it was extra long. I was able to put a lot more pieces on it, so I have a ton of extra fabric, which is nice. I can make something else smaller with it. Also, when I was cutting out the bodice for the shirt, I realized that I have the pattern cut for the shirt version, and the dress version, the bodice is shorter, so I need to go back on the red pieces for the bodice and cut them shorter. But I think that's also another way I could add a little bit of length, not cut the bodice as short as the pattern says, so I can add a little bit of length to the actual bodice of the dress too if I want to. But yeah, it was super simple, and the stripes were easy since I could keep the fabric folded because it was so wide. It was easy to do both pieces on there and line them up with the stripes, so everything's the right direction. I have a ton of leftover fabric, so it went really well, and it was nice doing it on the table. It went a lot easier. So yeah, now I have extra fabric. I learned a few things. I gotta go fix the bodice of the red, but yeah, we can start sewing. This dress is super simple so far, and I'm really liking it. So now we can actually get to start sewing. I'm gonna use white thread on both of them, and this I might have like 2 garments done in, you know, a couple hours, which is nice. So now we can start sewing. So just in case you're wondering, I did not mess up and have to unstitch something that is the front opening for the bodice. It had base stitching, so the front is done, and now we are moving on to attaching the sleeves. So yeah, this is coming together pretty quick. I mean, definitely the shirt will be done pretty soon, but we're gonna attach these sleeves now. So both sleeves are attached to both the front and the back. So basically I have like the bodice all done. I do have to do the side seams of the sleeves to the bodice. But yeah, they're looking really good. This is the front of the red dress. I have the pink one done too. So the shirt is really almost done. I think it's just like hemming and then the necktie. But I'm gonna take a break for lunch and then get back to it. The dress, you know, obviously I need to do the skirt still, but these are coming together pretty quickly and they're looking good. Really liking this pattern so far. I understand why so many people like it. So I'm getting pretty close to finishing. I did the hem on the sleeves. I sewed the sides together, the hem on the sleeves, and then I sewed the collar part where the string is going to go through. This pink one, that's the shirt, is very close to being finished. I think I just have to make the string and then hem the bottom. Since the shirt doesn't need to add anything more, I still have to add the skirt to the red one, but they're coming together pretty quickly. Yeah, see, next is sewing these together to make the tie on them. So you can see this is where the shirt finishes after I hem it, and then the skirt I just have to gather and attach it. So yeah, getting very close, and I think they're going pretty well. The red fabric, just because it's so slippery, is sometimes hard to deal with. Nothing too difficult that will look horrible once it's done. And then this one's very easy because it irons very smoothly, and then I can sew it very nicely. But getting pretty close now. Alright, so I've put the ties through the shirt, and I have to work out, you know, the ruffles part, but this is the shirt. It's fitting just a little tight just because I have a t-shirt under it, so it'll be fine once I take that off. But yeah, it's really going smoothly. I have to hem this one and it will be done. And then I have to add the skirt to the red one. I don't think that one will be as smooth because of the stitching, but I think it will look fine. I'll still wear it, obviously. But yeah, it's going together. Just have to work out, you know, these ruffles. getting the ties through and everything. It was pretty simple to do. I've done ties before, so knew how to turn them fairly easily. But yeah, coming together. The sleeves actually turned out a lot shorter than I thought when I was just like holding up the piece before I stitched it all. It was going past my fingertips, so I thought they were gonna be super long, but it all worked out. So yeah, I'm gonna shortly have a new dress and a new shirt. So I attached the skirt. I did, you know, the gathering and everything. I don't really have advice for doing the gathering. You just kind of have to wing it. But I just unpicked the gathering strings. And this dress is almost done. I just have to hem the bottom. I think the gathering turned out all right. Like I said, I don't really have advice for gathering. Just kind of work at it. I used my serger on it because just make sure to get both layers or, you know, pieces of fabric. Yeah, but you can just sew it. I use my serger just because it's a lot easier and quicker and makes it secure. But yeah, just to hem this dress and it'll be done, and then I can try it on. The shirt is already done. I think it turned out really well. I need to like wash it to relax it because the fabric's pretty stiff. These are coming together. I'm just gonna quickly hem this and then I can try them on. Okay, so the dress is done. I really like the length it turned out. It basically hits the knees, like right at the bottom of my knee. It's nice and flowy. I do have to figure out the collar. I like just tied it in a bow. I would probably like make these, I could take these out and like make these smaller. I might do that, but I have to figure out how to like, I don't know, style the bow collar area. But I just tied it in a knot. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see like the white stitching here, which I kind of like. And yeah, it's really, this will be a nice like summer dress. I really like how it turned out though. There were some points I was worried about the sleeves. I thought would be a lot longer, but they turned out a good length. When I was like sewing up the sides, I like tried it on and they looked really long, so they turned out good. I would definitely make this again. It was very easy and simple. I only did the one tier, made it a little longer. I also made the shirt. It looks basically the same as the dress does right now, besides it goes like straight down. It's a little tight on the hips because it does go straight down, but it's definitely wearable. I can see why so many people love this pattern and this dress. It's very comfortable, you know, it's loose. So yeah, I think I will like tighten or, you know, make these ties smaller because they're kind of thick. But other than that, I really like this dress and this pattern. It's super simple. I think I've said that. So yeah, it was the Wilder gown by Friday Pattern Company, and I can't wait to wear this dress. I would definitely have to like, if I want to wear it in the winter, I'll definitely have to put like layers to it. I think it'd be really actually cute to like untie it and then put like a, I don't know, a turtleneck below it. So if I untie this, it kind of just like hangs open, which I think with a turtleneck it would look really cute. Along with the shirt, I do have to like, I don't know, soften it to get the collar to just kind of rest a little more and, you know, figure out the ruffles of how to place the shirt tie. But both garments turned out really well. Besides sewing on the skirt today, it only took me like a day to go through it, and I only stopped on that day because I had to go do things. So you definitely could sew this within a day, or multiple within a day like I did. I would say overall, like the cotton of the pink shirt was easier to work with, but I kind of like the look of this red like silky fabric a little bit more for this dress. So if I was to pick another one, I would probably pick like a really drapey loose fabric like this again, but maybe not as slick. That's kind of what gave me difficulty, was it would just slide around and everything while I was trying to sew, which is very common. I just used a lot of pins and tried to iron it as much as I can. But yeah, high regards for this pattern, and let me know if you guys make it or if you made it, your thoughts about it. I don't think I would make this like multiple times. Like I'll probably make a longer version of this dress eventually, but just because it is unique, I probably wouldn't make with the collar and everything. I probably wouldn't make too many versions of it just because it's more on like the edge of my style. I'm not a big ruffles type person usually, but this pattern is definitely suitable for people who are like very beginners. The pattern walks you through a lot of things. The gathering's not too hard of a technique to get down, and you end up with a cute dress or shirt. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I think the next one might be a quilt video. I don't really know. I have like a lot of projects I want to work on, so we'll see what I just feel like doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.